Hello, Swatantra TV viewers. I am Mahima, welcoming you to our English bulletin with latest news, updates, and analysis. Leaders of the BJP led National Democratic Alliance unanimously elected Prime Minister Narendra Modi as the ruling bloc's leader on Wednesday, passing a resolution to underscore the government's commitment to serving the poor, women, youths, farmers, and deprived sections of society. They met at Modi's residence here a day after the NDA won a majority of seats in the Lok Sabha election, paving the way for him to take the oath for a third consecutive term. TDP leader N. Chandrababu Naidu, Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, LJP, R. Leader Chirag Paswan and NCP leader Praful Patel were among those who attended the meeting. The resolution said the NDA government will continue working to lift people's living standards for the country's all-round development while conserving its heritage. All the partners in the alliance are all proud that the NDA fought the 2024 Lok Sabha polls unitedly under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and won. The resolution also said that people have seen the country being developed in every sector in the last 10 years due to the pro-people policies of the NDA government under Modi. Claiming that the people of the country have rejected Modi guarantee in the Lok Sabha polls, Telangana Chief Minister A. Revant Reddy on Wednesday said Prime Minister Narendra Modi should quit and not accept the PM post for another term. Speaking to reporters in Hyderabad, he said the NDA's campaign for the Lok Sabha elections was centered around Modi guarantee. BJP's tally of Lok Sabha seats declined from 303 in 2019 to 240 now, he said. While BJP and NDA got 42.9% votes, the India bloc secured 41.1% votes, which is almost equal, he claimed. Saying that BJP lost in Faizabad Lok Sabha constituency in Uttar Pradesh where Ayodhya is situated, he claimed that God taught a lesson to the BJP for begging votes in the name of Lord Ram. Congress has lost the Malkajgiri LS seat which was represented by him earlier but won the bypoll to Secunderabad Cantonment Assembly segment which is part of the Malkajgiri parliamentary constituency, he said. He compared the Lok Sabha election results to the traditional chutney consumed on the occasion of Telugu New Year which is a mixture of various tastes, including sweet, sour, salty and bitter. The vote share of BRS has declined in the state and BRS tried to help BJP in the Lok Sabha polls, he alleged. Alleging that BRS President K. Chandrasekhar Rao is bargaining with BJP at the cost of their positions, he appealed to BRS MLAs to take decisions as per their conscience.
2024 పార్లమెంట్ ఎన్నికల్లో పార్టీని పక్కన పెట్టిండ్రు, సమిష్టి నాయకత్వాన్ని పక్కన పెట్టిండ్రు. మోడీ గ్యారెంటీ అని చెప్పి ఏక వ్యక్తి నాయకత్వంలో ఒకే ఒక వ్యక్తి, అది మోడీ గ్యారెంటీ అని చెప్పి ప్రజల దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళారు. మోడీ గ్యారెంటీ మీదనే మొత్తం ఎన్డీఏ కూటమి యొక్క ఎన్నికల ప్రచార సరళిని నడిపించిండ్రు. 303 సీట్లున్న ఎన్డీఏ బీజేపీ 240 సీట్లకు పడిపోయింది. అంటే మోడీ గ్యారెంటీని ఈ దేశ ప్రజలు తిరస్కరించిండ్రు. మోడీ గ్యారెంటీకి ఉన్న వారంటీ అయిపోయింది. ఇక మోడీ కాలం చెల్లిపోయిండు అని చెప్పి దేశ ప్రజలు తీర్పిచ్చిండ్రు.
The Congress on Wednesday took a swipe at the BJD and YSRCP after they suffered crushing defeats in the Assembly and Lok Sabha polls, saying that from the BJP's B teams they have become the has-been teams. The BJP on Tuesday stormed to power in Odisha by dethroning the BJD which has been in power for the last 24 years. The BJD drew a blank in the Lok Sabha polls. The YS Jagan Mohan Reddy-led YSRCP suffered a crushing defeat in the assembly polls in Andhra Pradesh at the hands of the Chandrababu Naidu-led party in the assembly polls. The YSRCP secured just 4 seats in the Lok Sabha polls. Congress General Secretary Jairam Ramesh said that over the past 10 years, the BJD was the B team of the BJP in parliament. It supported Modi on every issue. Over the past 10 years, YSRCP was another B team of the BJP, which supported Modi on every issue. From B teams, they have become the has-been teams, Ramesh said. TDP Supremo N. Chandrababu Naidu on Wednesday said his party is in NDA. NDA constituent Jana Sena Party Chief Pawan Kalyan also attended the NDA meeting at the national capital, a day after the alliance emerged victorious in Assembly and Lok Sabha polls in Andhra Pradesh. Senior leaders of the BJP-led National Democratic Alliance are meet in New Delhi on Wednesday to take stock of the Lok Sabha poll results and deliberate on the details of government formation. The TDP and Jana Sena, which won 16 and 2 Lok Sabha seats respectively from Andhra Pradesh, will play a crucial role in government formation at the centre. The BJP won 3 seats in the state. In total, NDA netted a kitty of 21 Lok Sabha seats from the southern state. In the assembly polls, the TDP got 135 seats, Jana Sena 21 and BJP 8. The YSRCP got 11 seats. In a veiled reference to the YSR Congress party, Naidu said political parties will also vanish if they are not straightforward. He noted that the reign of YSRCP chief YS Jagan Mohan Reddy is a case study for all, which demonstrates how a ruler should not be. People will not forgive arrogance, dictatorship, recklessness and the drive to just do anything, and it has been proved. People proved that this moral lesson will happen to any destructionist who goes about with corruption and arrogance, Naidu observed.
అహంకారం, నియంతృత్వం, విచ్చలవిడితనం ఏదంటే అది చేస్తాననుకుంటే ప్రజలు క్షమించే పరిస్థితులు లేరు. అదే ఈరోజు నిరూపించే పరిస్థితికి వచ్చారు. ఒక మాటలో చెప్పాలంటే ఈసారి వీళ్ళు చేసింది గుణపాఠం పాలకులకు కాదు, అవినీతి అహంకారంతో ముందుకు పోయి ఎలాంటి ధ్వంసకారులకైనా ఇదే జరుగుతుందని నిరూపించారు ప్రజలు. దానికి మనస్ఫూర్తిగా అభినందిస్తున్నా. అదే సమయంలో 5 సంవత్సరాలు మా కార్యకర్తల పడిన ఇబ్బందులు, చాలా మంది స్లీప్లెస్ నైట్. నువ్వు ప్రాణంతో బతకాలంటే జై జగన్ అనమంటే జై తెలుగుదేశం, జై చంద్రబాబు అని ప్రాణాలు సందర్భం చంద్రయ్య. ఇది తలుచుకుంటే ఆ కమిట్మెంటే ఆ త్యాగాల ఫలితమే ఈరోజు ప్రజాస్వామ్యాన్ని కాపాడుకోగలిగాం.
While elections lie at the core of India's constitutional democracy, judges reflect a sense of continuity of constitutional values that protects the system, Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud has said. Addressing the famous Oxford Union Society at Oxford in UK on Tuesday on the topic of the humanizing role adjudicators can play in society, the senior-most judge of India's apex court highlighted the role of technology in injecting greater transparency into the judicial system. Asked about political and societal pressures he may have faced while handing down judgments, the Chief Justice stated that he has never faced a sense of political pressure from the powers that be in his 24 years as a judge. Chief Justice Chandrachud, who took questions from the student audience members on Special Marriage Act judgment, he said that he was not at the meeting to defend the judgment because, as a judge, he believed once a judgment was delivered, it became the property of not just the nation but global humanity. The Special Marriage Act was a law enacted by Parliament which contemplated a marriage in a heterosexual relationship, he said, going on to share that he was in the minority in that case in a certain specific aspect as he was in favor of recognizing civil unions for same-sex couples until such time as Parliament stepped in. In his keynote address, Chief Justice Chandrachud spoke at length about the judiciary as an instrument of justice that brings order and certainty and combats the dehumanizing effects in society through a humanizing approach towards adjudication. Gold prices slipped 80 rupees to 72,820 rupees per 10 grams in the national capital on Wednesday in line with weak trends globally, according to HDFC Securities. The precious metal had closed at 72,900 rupees per 10 grams in the previous session. Silver prices also plunged 1,200 rupees to 91,900 rupees per kg. In the previous session, it had settled at 93,100 rupees per kg. In the international markets, spot gold at COMEX was trading at US $2,332 per ounce, down US $3 from the previous close. Gold prices dropped due to a firm US dollar and technical selling pressure, even though there were indications of a weakening US labor market. In addition, silver also dropped to US $29.75 per ounce. The rate-setting panel of RBI on Wednesday started its 3-day deliberations to decide the next monetary policy amid expectations of continuation of the current interest rate. Reserve Bank Governor Shaktikanta Das will announce the decisions taken by the Monetary Policy Committee on Friday. Experts are of the view that the central bank is unlikely to cut the benchmark interest rate as inflation still remains a matter of concern. The Monetary Policy Committee may also refrain from rate cut as economic growth is picking up, notwithstanding the elevated repo rate of 6.5% prevailing since February 2023. The central bank last hiked repo rate to 6.5% in February 2023, and since then it has maintained status quo 7 times in a row. The report titled Prelude to Monetary Policy Meeting expects RBI to cut repo rate in third quarter of the current fiscal, and such rate cut cycle is likely to be shallow. It also said CPI-based retail inflation is expected to remain close to 5% in May and decline thereafter to 3% in July. Inflation is expected to stay below 5% beginning October till the end of 2024-25 fiscal, it added. Benchmark equity indices Sensex and Nifty made a strong comeback on Wednesday, rallying over 3% each after facing heavy drubbing in the previous trade on below expectation poll results. Bouncing back from Tuesday's debacle, the 30-share BSE Sensex jumped 2,303.19 points or 3.20% to settle at 74,382.24 on value buying in banking, auto, and oil shares. During the day, it zoomed 2,455.77 points or 3.40% to 74,534.82. The NSE Nifty climbed 735.85 points or 3.36% to 22,620.35. During the day, the benchmark soared 785.9 points or 3.59% to 22,670.40. Heavy buying in HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank and Reliance Industries helped indices log sharp gains. All the 30 Sensex companies ended in the green, with IndusInd Bank jumping over 7%. Tata Steel, Mahindra and Mahindra, Bajaj Finance, Kotak Mahindra Bank, Hindustan Unilever, HDFC Bank, Axis Bank and JSW Steel also emerged as big gainers. Global oil benchmark Brent crude climbed 0.14% to $77.61 a barrel. Foreign institutional investors offloaded equities worth 12,436.22 crore rupees on Tuesday, according to exchange data. Markets had the worst trading day in 4 years on Tuesday as the BJP fell short of the magic number for the first time since 2014. thank you for watching Swatantra TV English Bulletin. For a complete and comprehensive English news bulletin, please do watch Swatantra TV every day. This is Mahima, signing off. Keep watching Swatantra TV.